If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
The B.B. Comer All Sports Booster Club presents Coach Adam Fossett Show every Thursday during the high school football season. And homecoming last Friday night for B.B. Comer. And man, when I looked at some of the tents and stuff out there, and I said, we into something this week.
Yeah, no doubt. It was, man, we had a big crowd out there, and the Alumni Association and the All Sports Booster Club had a good setup, and had a little live music, and man, it was a good atmosphere.
Did I see you dancing out there?
No, I'm not much of a dancer,
okay.
So I wasn't doing much dancing. I was too uptight to be doing any dancing last week.
Well, we go inside the stadium, and the first series, and Fayetteville gets on the board, recover a fumble in the end zone.
Yeah, they do. It was first play they get us looking in the backfield and give up 50 yards, and
there's a big play here blocking that punt.
Yeah, Devontae Carmichael gets a block punt. We've been trying to get a block punt all season. So Carmichael hits it, we get a safety, and that kind of set us rolling. Next drive we get in, Raphael Johnson gets in on the corner, and
that's a 10-point swing right there, basically.
Right, yeah, 10-point swing. We go for 2 there and get it. So we're 10 points. And Raphael takes off, makes a good cut on the zone.
He got a record night, didn't he?
He did. 249 yards, I believe, on the night. Did a good job. He was patient when he needed to be patient, and was aggressive when he needed to be aggressive. So
he wasn't through.
Right, yeah. Gets to the edge here. Great block by Julius McCain on the edge, and he gets downfield.
You teach him how to stiff arm?
I did. I taught him that. I taught him how to run that fast too. So.
Here's a big play. You kind of get everybody on one side, and they go the other way.
Yeah, this kid's fast for Fayetteville. He can move, and he does a good job getting to the edge.
White caught several balls and ran several kicks. And he's a good player.
Yeah, he is a good player for them. Fayetteville's got a good ball team, man. They do a good job. Quarterback's got a good arm and strong. This is James Carmichael. That was right after the score.
Yeah.
So, Fayetteville has some momentum, and then we come back and take a shot and score. Raphael being patient on the counter, gets through.
Hard to teach that, isn't it?
Yeah. That's tough to teach. Again, that Friday night's game put him over 1,000 yards on the season. So, we're over 1,000 rushing for him, and then
you're in a good spot right here to make a defensive play. It's just a jump ball situation.
Yeah, just a jump ball. James is a young kid. He's a freshman, and Manchin went over the top and got him, but. James does a good job for us, and had a good night for us catching the ball. So
talk about this win and knowing that you had to win this football game to have a chance to get in the playoffs, knowing that Ohatchee was going to be playing Pleasant Valley, and were you hearing anything about that game during your game?
No, somebody asked about that. Apparently they were calling the score out during the game. And I didn't hear the score until at the end of our game when the time was running out, and I felt like we had secured the win. So they announced it was 40-8 or something like that, and that was the first time that I had heard it. But for us, again, the whole week of preparation was about just playing the game. It wasn't about the pressure of the game, and that was important for my guys. My guys play better when they're loose, when there's not pressure on them. And I didn't want to put any added pressure on them as well. So, but for us to finish off and go 5-5 and make the playoffs and make the playoffs in the region that we're in and just be where we are, we're it's a testament to the work that the guys have put in and their commitment. But it's fun to be in this situation and. I've explained to them all week, this is playoff football, and playoff football is a lot different. So we've had a good week of practice. We understand what's at stake. We understand win or go home. We understand, this could be the last game. And the seniors have put in a lot of time this week because they want to keep playing.
Let's look at some things here. In your particular region with Randolph County and Walter Wellborn and who's the other one?
Piedmont.
They're in the top 6 in 3A classification. All three of these teams will be in the playoffs and probably going to go far in the playoffs. My reason for bringing this up is you have played these rock-solid, powerful football teams. How does Fultondale compare to these?
Our region, like you said, the top three teams are all 9-1, and all three beat each other. So, in our region there was a three-way tie for first and a three-way tie for fourth, and that says a lot about the region in general. But in watching Fultondale and seeing them, Fultondale has some size. They've got some good backs. The running back does a good job. He runs hard. They're a power read team, and I've told our guys, if you had to compare Fultondale to a team in our region, they would compare to Sachs. That's it. They're almost a carbon copy of Sachs. They do a lot of the same stuff offensively and defensively. They may have a little bit more size than Sachs,
and Sachs didn't make the playoffs.
Right, and Sachs didn't make the playoffs. So, I feel like as far as battle tested, I feel like based on region play, our team is a little more battle tested than Fultondale. Their region is very top heavy.
Who is in the region with them?
J.B. Pennington, Midfield, Hansville, Locust Fork, so schools like that. But you look at J.B. Pennington is their 4 seed in their region, and they were 3-7.
Okay.
So J.B. Pennington has to go to Piedmont on Friday night. Locust Fork finished second in their region, but they earned the right to host Walter Welborn. So that's Midfield was third in the region, and they're going to go to Randolph County. So again, their region was a little top heavy, and Fultondale is the best in their region. Fultondale's 8-2. So our guys see what it's worth, and they see the value in what they have.
You match up with them pretty good, you think?
Yeah. I think we match up well with them. Defensively, we've got a good game plan, and that's been installed all week. Offensively, we've been able to polish some things and work on some things, and I feel good about the week. I feel good about our preparation. The hard part for me, just as a coach, the hard part is the waiting period. Yeah. I mean, I understand we need the time to relax, to rest and recover, and we got to have the practices, but the whole week it's drug along because I'm ready to get to Friday just to see how do we handle the adversity, how do we handle being on the road again, how do we handle all that, and honestly, we've been road warriors all year. We were 4-1 on the road, picked up a lot of good road wins.
Put a lot of smiles on the old grads' faces that came in, and even those who couldn't come in. It is a good time to be a B.B. Comer Tiger.
It is. It's a good time to be a Tiger, and I have people everywhere. I was in Walmart yesterday, and somebody said, "Hey, Coach, good luck Friday night," and I have no idea who they were. My sons were like, "Who is that?" I don't know, man. They said good luck, so. But yeah, it's a good time, and it's we came in with Restore the Roar, and you go 2-8 year one, and you have some hiccups, and then year two you're sitting here 5-5, and we're talking playoff football. And again, a couple of weeks ago, I said if somebody tuned into the show for the first time ever, and they're like, "This guy's talking about being 5-5 and how great it is," that's crazy. For us to be 5-5 and in the playoffs, that's a great feat. Especially in year two. So, and there was a ton, like you said, with it being homecoming, there was a bunch of alumni there. There were a bunch of people there, and I'm connected to some alumni through different areas, and just in talking to them, how excited they are, and how we stayed for the whole game, and things like that. So I've heard I haven't seen a team play like that in years, and I've this, that, and the other. So there's a lot of excitement about it. The good news about our first round matchup is it's not very far away, and I hope that excitement carries them to the stadium and carries them to Fultondale because, again, like I said last week, we feed off of that energy. We feed off of that noise and that crowd noise and the fans cheering us on. So, we're looking for a big crowd Friday night, and I feel like honestly, I think we'll have a lot of people there. I mean, again, we're not having to go way up north. We're not having to go too far away. So Fultondale's right up the road. They can go through Birmingham if they can get through that traffic, and then get on 65 and be in Fultondale. So
I know it was exciting and refreshing for you to be able to be one of the coaches that go to Montgomery on Saturday. And has it been at B.B. Comer for 6 years? Yeah. And this is a hungry football community. And it had to make you feel good representing BBC.
Man, it was the greatest trip to Montgomery I've ever had, I think. It was fun, man. Like I didn't get to bed until like 1:30, and I was up at 6:30, and I wasn't tired. I was ready to go, So, but yeah, to be able to go to Montgomery, and my oldest son went with me and sat in the meeting with me, and that was a special moment for us. He's passionate about football and loves it. He's watched as much film as I have this week. So
how old is he?
He's 10.
Okay. So
Max is my 10-year-old, and he's watched film with me. He's told me what I need to do. He's told me what Fultondale does, and but he went with me, and we sat on the front row. And when you go to those playoff meetings, there's a lot of logistical stuff you have to go through, and then when they set the brackets, you get to stand up. When they call your bracket, you get to stand up and agree or disagree, and just you get to speak. You get to call that school name out. So you get to stand up and say B.B. Comer 5-5 agree, and there were some people in there that were shocked as well.
Yeah, and everybody, all those other coaches, wow, B.B. Comer.
Yeah, and there was a lot of handshakes walking in. A lot of the coaches patting me on the back and things like that. So it felt good to be there. It's been 6 years for Comer. It's been 4 years for me since I've been there. So it was a good feeling to be able to sit in that meeting and be able to call our school name, and they give us a brand new football. So that was a bonus to pick up a brand new Wilson GST football and just be a part of that meeting. And it happens every Saturday you win, you keep going back, and I'll be glad to drive back to Montgomery this Saturday. Yeah, I like it. I got it figured out.
Yeah, it's a pretty young B.B. Comer football team too.
Yeah, we're young. We're starting 2 8th graders. Kamor Harris and Chris Wilson are 8th graders that are starting for us. Both of those guys.
Harris played pretty good.
Yes, yeah. I was telling him all night they can't block you. They can't block you, and he was, he kept getting back there and making noise. So, but both of those guys are doing a really good job for us, playing for us, and they're lined up out there with seniors that this may or may not be their last opportunity. So. We're a very young team, 6 seniors, and then we're even younger after that because right now we only have 3 juniors. So, we may get a little heavier in the junior class, but those 3 juniors are the ones that have been with us for that long. And again, we got some other juniors that are talking about, hey, next year I want to play. But that sophomore class is 14 kids, and that's that young glue, that young cohesiveness. That if those guys stay together and looking at numbers and looking at data, you're talking about a 3A team that's 5-5 in the toughest region in the state, in the playoffs with possibility to do something special in the playoffs. That, oh, by the way, they're going to be 2A next year. So I like where we're at. I think the future is very bright. I think there's a lot of Friday night wins to come for us and a lot of success for us.
It's a good recruiting tool too.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It's and that's the thing. Like being in the playoffs, I've had probably 8 or 10 kids. Coach, I'm playing next year. I'm playing. Well, so there's a little excitement about it. There's that energy where they want to be a part of it. So and that's important to have that opportunity to be a part of it. And it's a good time to be a Tiger.
It sure is, and appreciate you being with us. Here as we go into the postseason of high school football, B.B. Comer traveling to Fultondale. First round of the 3A playoffs tomorrow night. Kick is at 7 o'clock. Coach, we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, more Daybreak coming up.